Mobility sessions number 4. Today you need a band. I have mine already tied off here to a pole, and you will need a lacrosse ball. A lot of what we're going to go over is probably going to be focusing on the glutes and hamstrings and the hips. Maybe we'll get into a little bit of shoulder blades with the lacrosse ball as well. But for right now, we're starting with some posterior pelvic tilts and some hip ups. So let's go. Tilt the pelvis, squeeze your butt. I'm going to go through 10 reps for right now. Three more. All right, now I'm going to get up into a little dead bug. This dead bug version, I'm going to get into that tuck position, right? I'm going to flatten out my back, flex the ankles, arms up, and then it's opposite arm and leg down to the floor. I'm going to go through a cycle of 20 reps. More. All right. So I'm going to flip it over, and now let's scrub the butt a little bit with the lacrosse ball. I'm going to move back onto here for a little bit of a harder floor. I'm going to start with bent knees. This is going to be about 90 seconds on each glute, on each cheek. So starting with bent knees, if you've done this before, you know you can go to straight leg, you can go to bent knee. I'm going to stay up here at bent knee now. And again, just looking around my glute to see where I'm tight. Same thing for you. Look around your glute and see where you're tight. I can also come down here on my elbow. Again, working the higher part of the glute. We're about 45 seconds into our 90. We're going to now stay on the same side, take that ball, put it into the side of the glute here, and then try to roll on your side. If you can't, just put a little pressure into the ball like this through the side. And if you can take the pressure on it, you want to roll all the way over. And then from here, think of like a reverse clamshell, the old Suzanne Somers move. Squeeze upwards with the bottom knee towards the top one. About 10 more seconds here. Again, the ball for me is right here. So if my thumb is in my hip, my 4 fingers are here, this is literally right where the ball is, right? All right, so let's switch sides. Same setup, cross the leg over. If you can get right into it, get right into it. Otherwise, again, it's just bent knee or straight leg down here. Remember, the idea is to search around your glute. Look throughout the whole hip. Again, you can come down onto the elbow. Now right here again, about halfway through this time, we're going to put it in the side of the hip. So again, like I said before, thumb in the hip crease, 4 fingers here. That's pretty much where the ball is going to end up. If you can roll onto your side, get right into it. And again, if you can't, just rotate the body weight over onto the ball, bring it back. If you can get in the position, we want to get to the old Suzanne Somers move, give it the squeeze. Again, bottom knee up to the top knee. All right, stretching out the glutes. So, a lot of times, and I know I'm guilty of it, every time we go to stretch the glutes, we go to some form of the pigeon or that Kelly Starrett hip capsule stretch, and we forget the old figure 4. So, lying down, cross one leg over, and then just trying to get this foot back to you, right? Eventually, you want to try to get to something that looks like this, right? Pulling the knees and hips, legs back to you. I'm gonna hold this for about 10 or 20 seconds, and then we're gonna show you the banded version of that. Now, switching sides, same thing. You're gonna pull this back towards you, lift the knee up and pull towards the chest. If you can get an arm through, go for it and grab it. Again, same thing, just about 10 seconds here, and then we're going to go over that band variation. All right, so the band. I'm going to take my band. I want to get it up into my hip, like so, right? Deep up into the hip. There is that initial leg cross. Now, for some of you, this might be a good place to stop. Chill here, hang out, let the band do the work. If not, from there, some of the other things that you can do, get a little movement here, side to side, right? And that'll change, how much stretch you feel throughout the back of the hip or maybe some of the inside here. And then, of course, like I said before too, is going to our figure four, right? Plus the band. So now the band is pulling the femur out of that capsule a little bit, or sliding it back. And we're getting an even better glute stretch. 30 seconds. About 15 more. All right, I'm gonna switch sides. So for me, right here, I can just get this band right back into the next hip, reset everything. And again, remember, you can just settle into this position. You could be rotating, shifting the weight side to side a little bit. And then again, it is that figure four stretch. "30 seconds. Remember to breathe, folks. Big inhales through the nose. If there was ever a time you appreciated breathing, this would be it. All right, let's slowly unwind that for now. And let's get into the half straddle. So one foot is out, flat, straight, one knee down. Let's stay upright for today. Walk the hands back. I'm sitting back towards this foot. We're trying to stay relatively centered. I don't want to feel like I'm necessarily all over the top of this leg. Again, unless your mobility just does not allow for this wider position yet. 1 minute from here. Activity in the leg. I'm squeezing my quad, I'm squeezing my abs. Got about 30 more seconds. I like to treat these stretches more like poses that you would find in yoga. And when I think about yoga, I like to think about those like a plank. You're holding positions for time. So if you are especially tight, switching sides in one position, for you, it ends up just being a stretch. But if you have somebody who is super hypermobile, their elbows bend back this way, their knees bend back the other way, when they get into certain positions in yoga, they're almost never going to get a stretch. And if they are stretching, they're probably going too deep into the stretch. So then ultimately, when they get into certain positions, it becomes about stability and creating stiffness in the joints. And for them, that's where yoga really becomes more of a strength exercise as opposed to stretching the way most of us think of it. About 20 more seconds on this side. All right, bringing it in. Let's go to, not pigeon, but that Kelly Starrett capsule stretch, hip capsule stretch. So what we're going to do is start on quadruped, all four. I go straight back with one leg, and then from there, it's about getting the stretch here. So I shift my weight over a little bit, I'm rotating into that hip, and then from there, if I want to increase it or if I need to increase it, I sweep that leg over. I can come down on my elbows, and then I can also rotate through with this arm. We're going to hang here for about 30 seconds. We will do the other side, and then we'll also talk about the band variation of this. For now, just breathe, big breath. All right, I'm gonna switch it over. So again, I'm gonna go straight back with the one leg, shift it out, see what I got. You don't always have to go to where you know the biggest stretch is at first. Check in with each position and see, well, how tight am I right now here before I know, if I go all the way down and over, I know that's gonna be a big stretch, no matter what I do. So now elbows, rotating through, 30 seconds. All right, that's good for now. Let's talk about the band. So same setup as this hip capsule stretch, but with the band. I have to come out, get to the floor with the band up in this high hip. And now what I want the band to do is come perpendicular to me for the most part. And then from there, just go through my positions, right? Bring this leg over, settle down into those armpits. And like I said before, we can rotate through with this arm and wind up the hip a little bit more. 30 seconds. $15 more. All right, slowly get it back together again. Come on up, switching legs. So again, it's all the way up in the hip. Get to the floor, perpendicular from the side, and then go through the pieces. So leg back, sweep it over, rotate into it, shift the weight over, down the elbows. All right, I'm gonna rotate through. Let's give this 30 seconds. About 15 more. Let's bring it back up. All right, let's go back to the lacrosse ball. And let's work through the shoulder blades a little bit. So lying on your back, think about your shoulder blade. And what we want to do is start at the top of the shoulder blade and work ourselves down to the bottom of the shoulder blade. You're not going to be on the spine, and you're not going to be necessarily on the shoulder blade. You're going to be right in the middle of that. So, put the ball down. I'm going to start up here in my trap, near the top of the shoulder blade. And now from there, I'm not going to roll. I'm going to lift my hips up, and I'll apply more pressure into the ball. And then from there, I'm going to start to move the arm. I'm going to go through about 5 cycles of rotating my thumb down here at the bottom and rotating my thumb back here towards the floor at the top. After a few reps, like I said, I got 5 or 6 reps. I'm going to bring my hips down a little bit, make an adjustment, get a little lower. Probably think of, like one rib down, one vertebrae down, and then again, apply some pressure here, keep my pelvis tough, and then again. Remember, especially with these mobilizations, you don't have to go to wherever it hurts the most and just stay there and keep ringing that bell. And you don't have to stay on there for, 20 minutes in each spot. You're just looking to get a little bit of an effect and then move on. Here, again, a few more reps. And then again, one more time on this side for me. And then up here at this point, for me to really get pressure on the ball, I gotta tuck my pelvis down and push down on my rib cage instead of lifting my hips up in the air. All right, switching sides. So again, I'm just gonna move this over, start up in the higher part of my shoulder blade in the trap. And then again here, big bridge to get that pressure I want. Thumb down, thumb back, 5 or 6 reps. This side's definitely tighter for me. And then again, adjust, go down 1, lift up, and we keep going. Again. Oh, we got a speed bump there, that's for sure. All right, now the last one here for me. Tucking my pelvis and pushing my rib cage down into it. A few more reps. Now, back to the hips. So, start at all 4s. What I want you to do is pull a foot up, bend the knee here, and what you're going to do are circles. We're going to do 5 circles. Try not to open up and shift everything to the side too much. Think again of like a bird dog where I'm trying to distribute my weight between these 2 parts. I'm going to do big circles out this way. Stop here in the middle. And then big circles back the other way. Switching sides, so again, point the toe, heel to butt, opening out at first, big circles. Again, trying to maintain somewhat of a flat neutral back and not having the hips and pelvis go everywhere. So again, I'm not trying to shift out all the way over to here. I'm just trying to open up this hip a little bit, stop in the middle, circle back the other way. Working backwards a little bit to the beginning. We're going to go back to the dead bug. So here, I'm going to come up into that flat back tuck position, and it's 20. more. All right. So, instead of going back to the hip ups, we're going to go to a bird dog hold. So, quadruped again. Remember, I'm going to distribute my weight between two sides like this, two opposite sides. And then from here, I don't want to think about picking everything up. I want to slide out, go to where I can get my arm and leg as high as I can, straight as I can, without deviating here at the lumbar. Keep pushing down through this arm. Don't sink into that shoulder blade. Got about 20 seconds left on this side. About 5 more seconds. All right, switch it. Same thing, remember, slide out. Don't pick them up, and don't shift that weight. Push them to the ground, slide out, and maintain your balance. 30 seconds. About 10 more. All right. So let's go to a hip flexor, couch-ish stretch. However you know these positions, sprinter stretch, runner stretch. I'm gonna come down like this onto my hands. Now from here, these are some tight pants. On my hands, I wanna walk out as far as I can to get as low as I can this way. Squeeze my butt, squeeze my abs. You know, my father saw, or has seen, he's been following some of these videos. And his one comment to me the other day was, you know, you got a big rump. I said, what? He goes, your ass, you got a big ass. I was like, oh wow, thanks. Thanks for the, I'm glad that's what you've retained from our mobility sessions. Now, walking it back, we're gonna switch sides. Foot out. Start with just getting those hands to the floor. You gotta adjust your tight pants like I do, adjust your pants. And then it's hands out to here. About 15 more seconds or so on this side. We're going to stick with this one, where we're going to be switching sides. Go back to the other leg. We're going to be going to one of the bent knee variations. If you know you can't grab that foot, let's get you guys back to the wall, or onto a couch, onto a bench. Foot up like this. If you can get to here and get up with this foot and feel that you can sink down. If you put this foot up and that knee is at the wall, and you're back here and you just can't get any further, that knee has got to come away from the wall to a position where you feel like you can tighten your glutes. If you can't squeeze your butt, just fluttering in the air, move away from the wall. You guys, out here at the floor, we're going to try to put the hand down, grab the foot with the opposite hand, and everybody, 30 seconds from here. Squeeze your butt, tuck the pelvis, squeeze your abs. Keep pushing down here, right? I'm not sinking into this shoulder. I'm pushing myself away from the floor and pulling this foot to my glute. 15 more seconds. Slowly release and begin to switch sides. Same thing for you guys on the wall or on the couch. Again, hand down, going for that foot. And with all the messing around from the last set, let's call this 40 seconds. Pulling up on the foot, pushing down into the ground. About 15 more seconds. All right, slowly releasing. Let's get back to the old quadruped position. We're going to do 10 of the cat-cows. Big curl up here, right? I'm tucking my pelvis, rounding my back, pulling my shoulder blades apart, pulling my chin in. And then here, I arch, stick my butt out, lift my chin up, push my chest out. And now back the other way. So that's one. Now I'm going to go a little faster through them, but not rushing. 2. Breathing in on my way up. Breathing out on my way back down. And you can do that in the reverse too. It's not wrong. Got about 5 more. This is the tempo, guys. Don't go any faster than this. You gotta really feel out where your sticking points are. Around your spine, where you feel like you're moving it in chunks of vertebrae, not smoothly with each one. 2 more. One more. Now a little saddle. So the saddle one that we've been doing recently, remember if you can't sit with your butt down onto your heels, you're gonna get a ball, some pillows underneath you here. And again, if you know that, there's really no version of this that's gonna work, let's get back into this position, all right? So you guys that are in the saddle, sitting back on the hips, on the glutes, on the heels, remember here I can make sure I tuck my pelvis a little bit because sometimes as I sit into this position, I'll really drop that butt back, and then I'll be here instead of in a more neutral position. Once I'm here, for me today, I want to lean back a little bit more and get my hands to the floor. And then once I'm there as well, sometimes I have to adjust my hips again. Here we go, 30 seconds from here. Chest open. Again, as it feels like it's opening up, you can choose to walk it back a little bit more. But remember, especially with this one, you have to get back out of this again. So if this is an unfamiliar position for you, I would work on, again, just building the core strength and leg strength and all body awareness of what this position is and what's your best strategy to get in and out of it. Let's just do 15 more seconds from here. All right, folks, that's going to be our time for this 4th session of mobility class. Please give us a like, give us a comment. Special shout out to you guys on Reddit who have found us recently through CrossFit Reddit. Thanks for the subscriptions. And please, everybody else, subscribe, share, like, send it to somebody.